Stephen A. Smith eviscerates Jason Whitlock to escalate bitter feud. Fat piece of S.T. Stephen A. Smith and Jason Whitlock have been engaged in a bitter feud for years, and it seems that things have reached a new level of intensity. The latest escalation in their ongoing war of words came when Smith eviscerated Whitlock on his radio show, calling him a fat piece of S.T. The feud between the two sports commentators has been simmering for a long time, with both men taking shots at each other in various media outlets. However, Smith's latest tirade against Whitlock has taken things to a whole new level. During a segment on his radio show, Smith didn't hold back as he unleashed a scathing attack on Whitlock, calling him out for his weight and using derogatory language to describe him. Smith's outburst was met with shock and disbelief from his co-hosts and listeners, as it was a departure from his usual fiery but measured commentary. The feud between Smith and Whitlock has been fueled by their differing opinions on a range of sports and social issues. Whitlock has been critical of Smith's commentary and has accused him of being too focused on building his brand and not focused enough on delivering insightful analysis. Smith, on the other hand, has not been shy about his disdain for Whitlock, often referring to him as a clown and dismissing his opinions as irrelevant. The two have clashed over issues such as race, politics, and the role of athletes in society, and their feud shows no signs of abating. The personal attacks and vitriol that have characterized the feud between Smith and Whitlock have raised eyebrows and drawn criticism from fans and fellow media personalities. Many have called for the two men to put an end to their feud and focus on their respective careers and contributions to the sports media landscape. It remains to be seen how Whitlock will respond to Smith's latest attack, but it's clear that the feud between the two men is far from over. As they continue to trade barbs and insults, it's important to remember that their words have real consequences and can perpetuate negative stereotypes and divisiveness in the sports world. In the end, it's up to Smith and Whitlock to decide whether they want to continue their feud or put an end to it. But one thing is for certain, the sports media landscape would be better off without the toxic and inflammatory rhetoric that has characterized their ongoing feud. He was planning a feature on The Undefeated called Open Look, where any of us could write commentaries, Verrett wrote. We spoke about it walking on Olympic Boulevard one day. Once I saw how dysfunctional the whole enterprise was, I passed on being involved. Gregory Hampton Lee Jr., a senior editor for Front Office Sports, wrote, he interviewed me for The Undefeated, and it was the worst experience. Whitlock had 2 stints working for ESPN, with the first from 2002 to 2006 as a writer who made frequent appearances on its studio shows. Smith's rant came after Whitlock called out his book, Straight Shooter, a memoir of second chances and first takes, and claimed the top ESPN personality wrote lies and exaggerations and called him a myth. I mean it from my soul when I say this is the worst human being I've ever known, Smith said. I don't know of another human being worse than Jason Whitlock. He is a piece of ST. He's the dude that's going to have a funeral and ain't going to be no pallbearers. Smith called Whitlock a fat bastard on multiple occasions during the episode and claimed that Whitlock was taking aim at him because he was jealous of Smith's accomplishments. The longtime ESPN personality defended his high school and college basketball credentials mentioned in the book during the diatribe before recalling a 2015 Deadspin article by Greg Howard that covered Whitlock's less-than-stellar time running. The Undefeated at ESPN, now known as AMCAPE.